Well, sorry about all that. I just realized I was talking to myself and nobody said anything. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, if you see me talking and you can't hear, raise your hand and say, Pat, I see you talking, but I can't hear you. So, welcome. Coach Patrick Precourt here. Welcome to this week's Monday Mindset Call. I want to congratulate you guys for being here. I know it's a holiday. I know most of everybody's taking today off. You guys are here. What I was just sharing with you, I'll share with you again, is a quick little cute little story. The conversation I had with my daughter, Samantha, a week or two ago when she didn't want to go to training. Right? It was a Friday night. I get it. Nobody else is training. I get it. Really quiet day at the gym. I get it. And I'm like, Sam, just look at me, honey. So listen to what I'm about to say to you. And don't forget this, right? I said, you know that competition you got coming up? That girl you're going to be competing against in April or May or whenever the next competition is, guess what? She's training tonight and tomorrow night and every other night she can train. Think about that before you tell me you don't want to train tonight. And of course, that immediately changed her position. She said, you don't even know who I'm competing against. I'm like, that part doesn't matter. Either you're going to be absolutely the best prepared you can be for her or you're not. But you can be damn sure she will be. So think about that. That's a little mind hack I use for myself. I don't know like who my next competitor is or in what they're going to compete with me in or when or where or how. So my only solution is to be as prepared as I possibly can. Right? Always doing more than we want to do at least. Think about that for a little while. Mr. Terry thought I was an alternate in universe. No, this time I'll take credit for the mistake this time. Usually it's go-to webinar, but this one's on me. What are you gonna do? You know. See, mine like yours. Well, yours stay muted out. Mine when I log on, stay logs me in muted out until I go unmuted. So, anyways, anywho, awesome for you guys to be here. Happy Martin Luther King's Day. Pretty impressive individual, right? If you haven't, you haven't in the past, take the time, look up that dude. Do a little self-study on him. Pretty impressive character, given what he had to stand for and stand against, and given the environment he did it in. You know, makes kind of some of our challenges look pretty wimpy. Just throwing that out on the table too. What I'd like to share with you guys today is what I call an integrity wheel. Okay. But I'll explain it to you before I explain it to you before I explain it to you. How's that? Welcome, Robert. Thanks for checking in. If you guys are out there and want to say hi, let me know I'm not here alone. So, how many of you have ever felt that amongst this journey, whatever you want to call it, of entrepreneurialism, journey of life, next chapter, chasing the next level, whatever it is, along this journey, you felt that you're met with constant resistance. Not just resistance, but excessive resistance. And of course, our natural response to resistance is to push back harder. And then you find the harder you push back, there's even more resistance. Like there's no amount of pushing back you can do. The resistance constantly increases. You're like, what the freak? This doesn't make sense. Happy New Year to you, Mr. Dave, Mr. Bauer. Great to have you on the call. I see some of you, like, I think, Scott, you're one of them who normally aren't here because of probably other daytime commitments. You got a day off. No better place to be, man. I look forward to it. Pat, you do calls on holidays? I thought you were in control of your time. You know, that kind of bullshit. Like, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't, you probably don't know me very well if you think that this is showing up for work. Right? This is what I do. This is who I am. And if you get that, you realize, man, this is I don't see any difference between Monday or Saturday. Want to come play? Let's go play. Right? The way it should be. I had somebody say that to me the other day. If you're so in control of your time, why are you doing all these webinars? Really just reaching out going, bam, bam, bam. Right? Both, Veronica. Both. And I'll explain that. Great question. Great separation. Veronica says, you mean inner resistance or circumstance resistance? Both. Because we manifest both into our lives. So I have a brother who, through his adult life, can never keep a job long term. Always ends fighting with the boss, and it's always the boss's fault. The boss is always a whatever, right? It's always out to get him. And I have my son's friend who's exactly like that too, who's living in the same environment as my son. Everybody's always out to get him. Then there's my son whose boss loves him. Every job he goes to, he's, the guy loves him. I'm not bragging about my son. That's not what it's about. The point is, right? Everybody's got good in them and everybody's got bad in them, and we will pull out. We will pull out of them what we pull out. We'll get what we're putting out. Let's put it that way. So that's the easiest way to put it out. So in other words, everybody's capable of being absolutely awesome, and everybody's capable of being an absolute asshole. Let's agree on that, right? You and I included. And we've all responded to people as being awesome to them and being an a-hole to them, right? All of us. Well, how somebody approaches you and addresses you and the way they treat you will typically get met with an equal response. Wouldn't you agree? And there are exceptions to this, because there are some people who you just cannot shake them. They're just awesomely beautiful 24/7. And there's some other people that are just jackasses 24/7, right? So there's exceptions to this rule, but we're not looking at the exceptions. We're looking at the model of the world that you experience. I put out a little post the other day, right? It's very simple. So there's really only one right that we all have. There's only one right. And that's a right to choose to experience the world the way we choose, the way we see fit. And that could not be more true. All our other rights fall within that. Right? So yes, Veronica, we're going to talk about inner resistance and circumstances, but both are manifested into our world. Mr. Terry says, Patrick, what you do is in your DNA. We are merely the beneficiaries of what it is you give us. You help us see we are strong, and you help us see we are strong and how to navigate this thing. This life, it's applicable across the board. You rock, Patrick, as always. I bow to you in greatest thanks. Well, that was very kind of you. Of course, you don't have to bow to me. We can raise a cold beer together. How many of you are going to be at the event this week? The Find and Flip event. Find and Flip event. Starting, what day did we start? Starts Friday. Just curious. I'm looking forward. I'm emceeing it this year. And totally looking forward to just freaking crushing it. We're going to have some good time. We're going to challenge. I'll be honest with you. I'm done with going to events. Just being honest with you. Because they're always the same. Different content, same context. Done with that. Let me turn this things off. And I got to assume I'm not the only one like that. Right? Now, I'm emceeing this event, which means I'm the quarterback of the team. I mean, I can direct the control, the energy, the experience. Obviously, yeah, me too. Which is my intention. Not easy to do, right? Because there are some set parameters. But I'm going to change. I'd love to hear from you guys as we get into this integrity wheel. If you had to change something in these events we go to, what is it that you would change? Right? What is it that you would change? while you're thinking on that, and anything is helpful, just share it. I'm going to share with you my integrity wheel. So let me explain it to you. I told you I'd explain it to you before I explain it to you. Look at this pieces of pie on this wheel, right? That I'm gonna go through. I have this. You can see that's it in this short form. Right? I'm gonna put it up here for you, though, right? But look at an integrity wheel as the things that make up your life, your health, your wealth, your mind, your spirituality, your family, your friends, your finances, the amount of fun that you have in your life, your passion, your business as a whole, your community and giving, right? Your finances. Those are all the pieces of your wheel. And what I want, the takeaway in this exercise is to understand that all of those have to be tended to equally. Not in balance, it's different. They're going to be tended to equally. You cannot let one die in order to serve the other. Because each one of these affects and infects all of the others. And when one is out, it will manifest, Veronica, that resistance in another one. And that resistance could be internal, could be in external circumstances, but it will show up in your life. No matter how hard you swim, no matter how much force you put behind it, it will not change. You have to switch over into a state of power. Power is fluid. Power is in the zone. Power is authentic and real and true. Force is disingenuous. Force is bully style. Force is unreal. A good example I use is, and I've shared this with you, but I'll share it again, the idea of a strong, roaring river, just massive and full of power, right? On the heels, force is manipulation. There could certainly be manipulation, Robert. When you're given a corporate leadership position, and instead of persuading through leadership, you force through leadership by title. Absolutely. That becomes manipulation. Absolutely. You haven't earned the right to lead. We've all seen and heard that situation. So you have this big, powerful river, right? Maybe it's after 10 days of torrential rains. It is at its glory because all it does is flow. It simply just flows. That's what a river does. It flows. That's it. It doesn't have to work hard at it because it is. And that's where when you're in that type of flow, man, that's where that simple, powerful statement, two-word statement comes from. I am. That's it. You are what? No, I am. That's it. There's no more. Just simply, I am. So picture now, so you understand the river is that's in a state of power. It's simply doing what it does without effort, without thought, without consideration. It's completely authentic and true to do who it was meant to be, without exception. It just does. Now, picture the other end of this. You have some dude in a little boat. Picture like one of these on a little metal boats with an outboard or something on it. Dumps it in the river, turns it upriver, freaking throttle full blast. Doesn't go anywhere. Now, mind you, he's trying to force his way up river. Doesn't belong there. It's very disingenuous. It's not what he was meant to be doing right now. But his response is to add more horsepower, get more gasoline, get a bigger boat, do it bigger, faster, stronger, and no doubt he still met her with greater, because the faster he goes upstream, the greater the resistance and the force against him. It doesn't get less, it gets bigger. And at some point, the motor's going to quit, he's going to run out of energy, he's going to run out of gas. In a second, he stops, what's going to happen? The river's going to overpower him and wash his ass back out to sea. Whereas the river, all the river has to do is simply be. It doesn't start, it doesn't stop, it's just being. It's in a state of power. There's no worrying about running out of horsepower, running out of gas, because it's just doing what it does. Naturally. authentically, genuinely. River's in a state of power. And poor soul trying to jam his way upriver, completely against grain, completely against what he shouldn't be swimming upstream, completely against everything he knows, is in a state of force. And power will always, always, always overcome force, because force will be depleted. It has depletable resources. In our daily life, one of those depletable resources, our gasoline, is our willpower. Our gasoline are short bursts of motivation. If we were truly inspired, we wouldn't be forcing it. We'd be in a state of power. Motivation is external to us. Inspiration is internal to us. If we're inspired because we're working authentically to we're genuinely meant to be, our true nature is coming alive. We're now creating. We're not responding or reacting. We're the creator, just like the river. The river is the cause. This poor soul trying to go opposite up it is the effect. And as long as we continue to always be the effect and not the cause, we'll always be in a state of force. Starting to see the difference there? So the integrity wheel helps identify where we're out of balance. You know, one of the greatest misconceptions I've ever seen, I understand its context, but people take it wrong, is they have to separate business from pleasure. Bullshit. I don't know about you, but what I do is my life, and my life is what I do. They're inseparable. I don't become one person on camera and another person to my friends and another person to my family. Hell no. I don't change to adapt to you, like I don't expect you to adapt to me. We're either good for each other or we aren't. Kind of makes sense? So the integrity wheel, because there's a little exercise that goes along with it that I'll ask you guys to do for your own consumption, right? I did this with our group that we just finished up with, our Results Now group, and it went very well. There's a good insight gathered from it, right? All right. Enough yapping. Pullen said, I see one of my goals. You can't really read it, but see right here? Goal, you can't read it. To have Tim Ferriss come to my fitness center, The Cage, and do a live. I want him to come to The Cage and do a live podcast out of my facility, interviewing me. That's on one of my two. That's one of my 2017 goals. How cool is that? All right, let me get you guys a clean board. And we will get started here. Yep. I guess I have all the way out here to work with. Sort of round. You guys try drawing a round circle. At about the middle? I'm just guessing at how to make the right amount of pie pieces here. So be patient with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. They didn't come out exactly even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now they're more even. All right, so let's just label these, okay? And we'll start up here. Call this one health. So if you want, you don't have to draw the wheel, but do list these, and you may label them or put them in different context. That's fine, but you'll get the idea. We'll call this our mind, right? So that's our personal development. So this is, in that formula, be, do, have. In order to have, you got to do. In order to do, you got to be, right? Be in order to do, in order to have, right? This is working on that one. If we're not working on that one, all this other stuff just falls apart, right? So this one here, we'll call our spirituality. Now, keep this light. If that means faith in God and Jesus, that's awesome. If that means commitment to the greater universe, that's awesome. If that means that you believe in nothing, that's awesome. But you still got to have something you anchor to. I don't know that anybody believes that there isn't some greater authority other than just us, but that's personal and up to you, okay? So don't think you got to fit my model here at all, okay? So next here is relationships. This is your close friends, and of course your family. Okay, so that's one piece of this. Use different colors just because I got them. Right, this is your money. We'll just put a dollar sign here. Money, finances, and that's everything. That's all, the whole kit and caboodle of your finances. Right. This is your community. This is you could call this your tribe, community. And in here, I put in giving. And that's not just giving money. Believe me, there's a lot more to giving than just giving money. As a matter of fact, I would challenge you to believe that giving your time not only is worth a lot more, you get a lot more back than just giving money, right? This is business, right? And then this one we'll call your passion, and I kind of fun. And I could separate those two in a deeper conversation. We'll leave them together for now, okay? Because they are slightly different. So how does this all work? Well, this pretty much surmises who we are. You may put different titles on them, break them up a little further, and that's fine too. Like in another discussion, I might take passion, fun. Screw it, I'm going to do it right here. Because they really are different. Fun. Right? Health. That's your physical health, your mental health, and your emotional health. That's not just physical. All three need to be constantly worked out. Okay? They all go together. You can't expect to have a strong physical body that you work at regularly and have a weak attitude and be weak emotionally, because those will change your decisions. They'll change the way you go about getting that body. They all affect and infect each other. Now, fun. How often do you schedule in fun? So what I'm gonna show you how these work together, but the exercise here is to put all of these down, make a list of all of these, and then rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 how well you fulfill them. How much fun do you have in your life? How much time in a week do you spend laughing? Genuinely laughing. When's the last time, man, you laughed so hard you almost peed yourself? Like just a deep, gut-wrenching laugh, right? That's fun. It's one way to have fun. I'm going to bet, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Just some thoughts on here. Like I'll ask you right now, give me just throw out a number on there. On a scale of 1 to 10, how you doing in the fun department? Just curious. Mine, personal development. How much energy, time do you put back into? That's awesome, Scott. Scott's got a 9.5, man. I'm not gonna lie, you have more fun than I do, Scott. That's freaking great. I did this the other day, and I'm like, my fun meter is not where it should be. Scott says, "Love my life." Awesome, brother. My fun probably is closer to your days, 6 or 7. You know, and then how I'm separating fun from business. 'Cause I love what I do too. Make no mistake, and it's kind of the where they do conflict a little. Fun to me though is when I get to turn it off and also have no more responsibility, right? For a little while, I can just kind of let it go, and I don't do enough of that because that allows you. So that effectively is, allowing your batteries to recharge during that period of time. That's what fun does for you. It's kind of cool. Personal development, man. The only way to do more in order to have more is to become more. You can't stay who you are and expect to be able to be capable of more so that you can have more. You can't have more unless you're more capable, right? But we don't think about it that way. We just think that this is some intangible thing that can't be measured and the results aren't necessarily tangible or direct. Well, they certainly are. How much energy and effort do we spend there? Now, you could pick up a book like this, just throwing it out there. Super cool book. Never been a big fan of Tim Ferriss's, right? This book got my attention, and now I made it I'm like, if I'm going to dig hard into this shit, I'm going to make it a goal for that dude to come out and interview me. That's not on the to-do list. But I spend, I probably got 200 to 300 books right there, all different kind of books. I have the book that I just got in the mail, these two. Oh, there's a third one right there. Okay, this one right here just came in today. Stoic. I love Stoic readings. Okay. Servant Leadership, another great way to look at leadership, and Scaling Up the Business book. Okay, that has the same methodology of leadership that I buy into. Where leaderships grow people, managers grow results. Right. Constantly upgrading in this department. Gotta be. Because I want so much more. I'm going to be honest with you. I want more. Somebody say, well, that's greedy, Pat. Freaking ain't greedy. We're designed to want more. We're designed to be more on a constant, steady basis. But it comes two parts of that equation. Be absolutely grateful, thankful for what you have right now, here and now. Absolutely, genuinely, authentically grateful. And always want more. Perfect formula right there. Do more. Be more, so you can do more, so you can have more, so you can give more. That's why you never stop wanting more, in case you're wondering. When is too much too much? There's no too much. There's a misuse of what you have, but there's never too much. How much giving is too much giving? We need to know how to receive so we can give. Absolutely. Without exception, Dave. When you need something in your life, like genuinely need it, the quickest way to attract it into your life is to go give exactly what you need. Interesting formula right there, isn't it? So we move on to your spirit. We talked about spirituality, and whatever way you interpret that word, that's fine. Okay. Friends and family, relationships. So these are your tight bonds. These are the ones that are closest to you, right? And it's sad but true. Lots of friends that are personal friends, and then I call working associate friends that I only know them through work. Different whatever. They're still friends, but a lot of the relationships suck because they don't freaking work at them. Everything needs constant tuning. You guys know what I'm talking about. I went through this with my wife. Now, we've been married 23 years now, but about halfway, we went into some rocky areas, man. Because nobody told me that, hey, Pat, every single day you got to build that relationship just like a muscle, man. If you ain't building it, it's atrophying on you. It's one or the other. Like, damn, nobody told me that. We went into rocky time, and we had that conversation where we sat across from the table from each other, looked at each other square in the face. We're exhausted from months and months and months of ruthless fighting because things are just going down. We're spiraling in the wrong direction. We had the conversation, man. Is it worth continuing forward? Like, we had that conversation, and we're, for the grace of God, we're able to look deep inside and find whatever it was for us to commit back into it. And it took a solid 2 years of working through that, right? And that's because we let this go. And you don't think that didn't have an impact on everything around me? Finances, dollars, I don't have to talk to you about that. You know the impact that has, right? Same thing. How much time, energy, and effort is into making sure that's where it's supposed to be. Then your tribe, this is outside of your immediate. This is your community. This is your tribe. And this would be your tithing and your giving, right? The more you give, the more you get. I go, Pat, I don't have anything to give. Bullshit, you don't. You're underestimating who you are and what you've lived through and what you've accomplished. You've got a ton of wisdom to give. It's going to be given it to the right person, right? So, this is something that when we get busy, or when we're down and out, or don't have everything going right, we forget about this. We're like, oh, poor me. I'm the one who needs somebody to give to me. I don't need to be giving to others. Fine. That type of small-minded scarcity will give you exactly what you're putting out there. If you're like, I can't give anything else out, and that's exactly what will be given back to you. Goose egg, zero. Understanding how the law of reciprocity works and the law of giving and receiving works. You play a long role and understand what I'm trying to say here. Then your business as a whole, right? Business is a beast. It's a beast. Being an entrepreneur is a beast. The psychological toll entrepreneurialism takes on us is mind-boggling. Unless we're constantly on our game, staying out in front of it. I've seen more people broken than made in the space of entrepreneurialism. Right? So, you start looking at these, and you take that sheet, all right, and you start filling them in. On a scale of 1 to 10, how am I in the fun department? How am I in the health department? How am I in the passion? Passion. Now, I'll ask you guys this question on this one, too. It's a curious, interesting one. Passion is that inner burning flame, that thing that just gets you excited and scared and giggly and amped up. Everything, all the emotions are balled up in a very strong, positive way. That fuel, that fire. Like, do you live your passion? I don't mean everything you do is, it's everything I love to do. No, not that. I mean, are you in a state where you feel it, the influence of your passion at all times, even though you're doing shit sometimes that you don't like doing? Right? How often are you passionate and express it? Not angry. Angry and passion are two different things. Angry is negative. Passionate is positive. You know what I'm saying? On a scale of 10, where are you there? Right? And the exercise is such that you go around and you figure out where you are with all of these. And I think generally, when you feel that there's resistance in your lives, internally or externally, you'll find that one or more of these is greatly lacking. Because every single one of these affects and infects the rest. Every single one of them is connected, right? For instance, your finances are down, money's a struggle. You think that's going to affect your family? Hell yeah, because you're going to constantly be fighting. It's the greatest cause of fights in a family. Is it going to affect your fun? Yeah, you're not going to have any. It's going to affect your health, mental, emotional, and physical, without a doubt. Does it put water on your fire? It does. Your business is already affected. It might even be the cause. Who knows, right? Does it typically then your mind switch to, I can't give, I can't add to my community anymore? Does it shut down your spirituality? Yeah, because we were operating in a state of fight and flight, right? State of fear. Wow, just that one. Just that one, right? Now, let's pretend this one over here was lacking. Our mind, what if just our attitude sucked? Glass is half empty. Well, guess what? When the glass is half empty, I'm not going to make any offers because it'll all go bad. When my glass is half empty, because of my shitty attitude, I'm not making any offers. I'm making any money. It's going to affect that pretty quickly. If my glass is half empty, I can't possibly take any time, energy, or effort and give it to my tribe or my community. Working out doesn't help me in any way, shape, or form to get out of this situation. No time for fun right now. I don't deserve to have any fun right now. I don't believe in anything. You know, if anybody that was there for me, they'd be helping me right now. And, you know, you guys are put on hold until I figure this out. Wow. That's quickly snowballing. Follow me on that? Or how about when things at home, right? Your relationship with your spouse is just in the gutter. It's in the shitter, right? Kills fun. Wears on your emotional, mental health. Passion is just kabuts. Yes, you're going to bring it into the office because you're going to be angry all the time. No, you're not going to be there for your community. Yes, it's going to directly or indirectly affect your finances. Yes, it's going to alter your attitude and your emotions. They're all connected and interconnected. They all affect and infect all of the others. And that's really the takeaway from this little exercise. So understand that none of these right alone. You cannot separate business from pleasure. Can't do it. They're all combined. So what I'll leave you with is just the little exercise. Write this down. Health, fun, your mind, personal development. That's one, right? And that's mental and emotional, just like health is mental and emotional. Spirituality, your core group, your family and friends, your finances, personal and business, your community and tithing and giving, right? Whether it be money, whether it be time, whether it be advice or wisdom. Business, the position of your business, and then your passion. In another diagram I use passion. I use this synonymous with the word spirit, just that drive that we have that desires to be bigger than we are. That's always pulling us to be bigger, right? Write them down. Feeling genuinely, authentically, and real. Where are you at with these? Right? Highlight the 2, 3, whatever that are lacking. Now, I would not use the word balance because things in the universe is not designed, nothing's in balance. It's coming or it's going. It's bigger or it's smaller. It's faster or it's slower. There's no balance. So that's why I don't like using that word. But you can still tend to them all and keep them within range of one another. Does that make sense? The resistance is created when your business is a 10 and your fun is a 2. If all of these were 6s, there wouldn't be any resistance. They wouldn't all be 2s. They could all be 7s. But most likely you're going to have a diversity in them. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got for you. Hopefully that exercise is a fun one and maybe opens up some thoughts or ideas that might serve you. As always, it's been a pleasure. Justin will be back here live on Wednesday. And for those of you who are going out to the event on Thursday or Friday, whenever we start, look forward to seeing you guys live. Make sure you say hi, okay? Because remember, only I can see you. No, rather, you can only see me here. I can't see you. It's been a pleasure, guys. Gals. Peace.